If you want insane deals on legit PC keys from great developers, use my Fanatical link down below and start saving yourself some money. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and on my last Ghost Recon video, I said I wanted to do a video talking about what I feel needs to change in terms of the Ghost Recon Breakpoint multiplayer, whatever they're calling it, if it's Ghost War or whatever. I feel like this time around they could do a lot of things better. Even though we only have a few months left, I imagine all of these things are pretty much going to be on deaf ears because the game is already designed. But I just wanted to talk about what I had a problem with in Ghost Recon Wildlands and what I think they could change here. So there's a lot of issues with Wildlands maps, specifically in the way they are designed from a gameplay perspective. Have you guys ever noticed that in almost every map, you spawn in an open area and then you have to sprint into a village or whatever the main objective is? I think the main reason for that is so that it feels like the ghosts are attacking an objective, when in reality all it really does is waste a minute of round time. On top of that, some maps don't even put that many obstacles in your way as you're running, so that you're just getting shot pretty much spawn to spawn in the first 5 seconds. It didn't really make sense to me. I feel like when I see stuff like that, when I'm getting shot not even 5 seconds into the round, whoever designed that map, whoever tested that map, whoever approved that map, all of those people should be fucking fired. But then you get gems like deforestation or some of the village maps that allow the flow to kind of lead you exactly to where you want to go, but still feel like it's open enough that you can go different routes. But just the design in those ones are phenomenal. There's a lot of maps in the game that are less than stellar, and I don't really understand how they, like, they're just more sporadic than anything. Like, you're running in, you see like a fucking, like a wood cabin next to a garage, next to a warehouse, and it doesn't feel natural, and it just seems like they just, yeah, place this here, place this here, place this here. One thing that I really had a problem with the maps was that the game modes on those maps were less than stellar, which is kind of my second point to this video. Your elimination mode, which I think is what most people really enjoyed when I went back and played it here over the weekend, it seems like elimination was being voted for more than anything else. Your elimination mode was flawed from the jump because most maps were surrounded by forestry for players to hide in, and then your solution to fix the campy gameplay that ensued because of that map design was to put a radio tower in the middle of the map to sniff out the enemy team. But the problem with doing that and only putting one of them is that it just promotes even more camping. So if I'm the last player on a team, I know they're going to go for the radio tower. I'm going to sit in the bushes and just wait for someone to go up because it takes a minute to hold E on it. So then you just snipe them and you get the kill. It never really made sense to me. It's a terrible example of proper elimination gameplay, and even I know, like, just playing it right off the bat, that it was just slapped together. But elimination is still your best game mode, which is sad. I think especially if you're talking 4v4, it should be about smaller levels. Take out all of the forestry and all that stuff, unless you want to make a forest-only map, which could be cool depending on the flow. But if you're talking about these village engagements where there's a lot of buildings and CQC, I feel like that's where they need to go with it. Spawn both teams in the city and have them fight on the streets of Aurora, whatever city in Aurora, whatever. Peeking around corners, holding choke points. This mode should go hand in hand with the level that it is designed for. Design your maps for specific modes and be logical with how they flow, and you're gonna have a hit on your hands. Your other modes in Wildlands were trash. All you did was slightly alter the elimination game mode with uplink and sabotage. You basically walk up to a radio, hold E, and you're done. I think it's sabotage where now you just have to defend that point for like whatever it is, 2 minutes or whatever. The only other good mode you had was extraction, but even then you designed it with a flawed mindset. I enjoy the idea of locking hostages in crates, but I feel like you could get away with allowing the defending team to either choose a point for the hostages to spawn so that it could be different every time, or allow them to move the hostages around, lock them in different areas. So if there's cages over here or like a prison cell over here, allow them to move around, lock them in there, and just, it adds a little bit more interactivity to the defending team, because right now it honestly just feels like attack and defend and that to me is just boring. When you're defending the hostages, yeah, it's not even a hostage. It could be anything. It could be a fucking radio, and it wouldn't change how the gameplay flows. So I feel like something like that could be a little bit better, obviously giving both teams something to do. Now, I'm a huge proponent for demolition game modes, and I think another one you should consider is that with variants based on the level that you play. So some levels will spawn with, let's just use the term ghosts and opposition. I think sometimes the ghosts should spawn with a bomb that they need to go and destroy, like, I don't know, like a drug compound or whatever, so they have to go in and plant it. Or sometimes the opposition will spawn with the bomb in this one, and they have to go in and destroy, I don't know, like an FOB that the ghosts have built in whatever area. And then I think another variation of that one should be a completely symmetrical map with a bomb placed in the middle that both teams have to go for. And then you go, and if you're the ghost, you go and pick up the bomb in the middle and you take it to the enemy plant. I think that adds for a lot of great gameplay depending on the map that you're playing on. Again, those two have to go hand in hand because sometimes it just doesn't feel right. And I feel like if you guys design it like that, you can make it happen. One thing I feel like you guys should also consider is more interaction when it comes to like night ops from both teams. So if I'm the ghosts and I'm going against the opposition and it's nighttime, I don't know if you guys are doing the weather effects like you did in Wildlands, where you can play where it's foggy, daytime, clear, raining, nighttime, whatever. If you can make a mode that's not necessarily a competitive mode, but more on the lines of like a spies versus mercs from Splinter Cell, where each team has different things. So if I'm the ghost, I have night vision goggles, and the map at nighttime is designed with a whole bunch of like floodlights and lights, you know, running through one of the buildings or whatever it's designed as. And as ghost, I should be able to go in and cut the power to whatever compound I'm attacking. So it kills all of the lights in some of the areas, and then the opposition might have flashlights if they come equipped with it. That could be your weapon customization. If you take the risk and you don't know if it's going to be nighttime, you don't have a flashlight or even a laser on there, you're kind of fucked. And I think that would make for just a lot more realistic customizational gameplay, and I think that'd be pretty cool. Not a lot of games do that. Give them lights in the compound that we can cut off, switching off breakers or cutting the power lines or whatever. And like I said, it wouldn't be a competitive game mode, but I feel like that would just be a more realistic sense. Because like I said, I know you guys are designing these games right now as like one team is running in from the forest, so it feels more like an operation, and you guys are coming in from your chopper that just landed and you're moving into the area. I feel like things like this could do wonders to make it feel like it is more of an op and you guys are more of a team, and you have a sniper posted up and you need to wait for him to cut the light so they don't see the flash or whatever. There's a lot of things you guys could do. You're going a lot more tactical with it, and it's set on an island, so I don't really know what you guys have planned for multiplayer gameplay, but I just feel like, just take notes. You guys made a lot of missteps with Wildlands. It felt like it was slapped together. It felt like you guys weren't even gonna do it. And then so many people were complaining, and you guys were like, yeah, just cut up portions of the map, change things, and just throw it out there and see what happens. I don't think there was enough testing in it. I don't know if there's going to be enough testing in this one, but I'm very concerned. But those are just kind of my initial thoughts for what I think Ghost Recon Breakpoint could be. And I feel like you guys could carve out a niche like you have with Rainbow Six, only for the third-person crowd. And you guys know I'm a third-person player. Like, I was born in this shit. SOCOM, the old Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter on consoles, and Future Soldier. I'm a huge fan of third-person competitive gameplay. I know a lot of people don't believe that third-person and competitive should go together or can go together, but I've seen it. I've seen it happen from a team who built SOCOM and SOCOM 2. They did it right, and they created competitive gameplay. And I just wish that we could get back to that in some capacity, and it seems like Ghost Recon is the closest thing that we're ever going to get to a competitive third-person game, essentially. So, thank you guys for watching. My name is Bigfry. Leave your guys' thoughts down below. I know this is going to be a controversial one. A lot of people do not like third-person competitive style games like this, but I feel like if it was done right, if the maps are designed right, and the game modes are there, this could be something really special. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. A lot more Ghost Recon, a lot more World War III, a lot more squad coming, just tactical games that we can talk about. So if you guys could like the video, share it on social media, leave your comments down below. My name is Bigfry. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.